Helm's Deep is the greatest location in all of Middle-earth. It's something I've always wanted to make as wargaming scenery. It's a difficult crafting journey to begin. We need a lot of reference. Obviously, we've got the movies, but this is the most perfect reference I've ever seen. It's an incredible, high-detailed model of Helm's Deep. We're here at Wētā Workshop. Leonard, take us through this absolute beast. So this is an absolutely gorgeous piece we've got here, an incredible version of Helm's Deep. What scale is this compared to the massive, scenery piece that we all know?
That's a great question. So when I started to build this, the best plans that we had were for the quarter scale, bigature that they built at the quarry.
Yep.
And so I built this one at 10%, which makes it 400th scale.
Okay, so roughly, how small is a person kind of down here on the deeping wall?
Probably 4 or 5 mils or so.
So Theoden here, a little bit big.
When we did the previous one, of course, we had the exploded wall.
Yeah. So this is before the armies have arrived.
This is before.
Yeah.
So I imagine that there's a little chap, a little almost hermit in a cave, who's looking after the place for the king and doing his thing.
Sweeping the cobwebs, keeping the garrison ready.
Whistling to himself in the hallways.
This is an absolutely gorgeous sort of finished piece, but where does the crafting journey begin for you guys? What's your sort of first step after the brief?
The absolute first step was, what are we doing for the 20th anniversary of the Two Towers?
Yeah,
and
what a piece for it, right?
This is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So my first step was then to make the bits that we had great reference for, which was of course the castle itself. So I had to do a quick digital mock-up of that.
On the computer?
On the computer.
Let's go have a look.
One of the problems, of course, is the causeway up there sticking all the way out.
Yeah, it's so long, isn't it? Kind of with the curve.
Absolutely, but we needed the field in the front, because you can't exactly, that's part of what the whole battle scene is. We did figure out a few different sizes, like did we go a bit smaller to have more of the mountain and that, but we wanted to make the castle but as big as possible.
Yeah, I mean it's what people want to see, right? In
Exactly.
that detail. It's what I want to see. It's what I want to see in that detail.
Yeah,
it's like
absolutely.
the perfect reference now. You get that real understanding. So then from here, once you've built this model, does this then go to a hand sculpting stage or a 3D printing stage?
So I'll cut it into bits so that we can reassemble it, and then we print it out. Once we've got the prints, then in this case, Shanti, he then worked the prints to put the extra detail in.
Cool. So like that sort of micro texturing kind of phase.
Yeah, and broken bricks and all that sort of stuff, because I prefer doing that stuff by hand than
Get
digitally.
That organic element.
It's exactly it. It's that the happenstance that makes it more of a real thing.
See? Through the pen, not through the computer. That's exciting. It's this blend, right, of like the digital physical elements all through the process. That's fantastic. All right, so where do we go from here? You've got some prints, and then it starts to come to more of an assembly stage.
Yep. So this is the 3D print that we had for Helm's Deep. Unfortunately, coming out of the mold, sometimes they do get a little bit trashed. But Shanti he held onto this one because he did quite a bit of work on it. So all the grey stuff is texturing that we've done onto the 3D print.
Right, so that's over the print material.
The print putties and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you can see where he's worked into getting the much more organic looking finish than if we would do it all digitally.
When you're printing it, is it just a shape and then all the brickwork's done at this level?
No.
Or do you do like a mix?
So the brickwork is done digitally. So that's some of the
here we go.
The more original looking there.
And then it's just like texture and finish that's applied to the brickwork.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, cool. And then in here, this is all just like plasticine packing out that structure.
Pack it in there so it doesn't fill up with silicon when we do the mold.
Yeah. Why has this got blue pen on it?
The blue pen is that's where they're going to have the cut line in the silicon, because the blue kind of soaks into the silicon.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
So that it amplifies as they're going down. They can also
find it. Yeah. That is clever. So you do that just before the silicon goes on. You'll mark up a pre-cut zone.
Yep.
Holy wow! Why have I never thought of that? Yeah.
Okay, so that's got the blue line as well.
Yeah. So these are the silicon cut lines. You put this on the model first, pour the silicon, and then you know where to cut.
Yep.
That's incredible. And then that's where you eventually, on that cutting line, you make your lock and key on the silicon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, that's...
We've got these awesome rock molds. that we do resin castings of all these rocks. And so I'll sit with the ultrasonic knife, cutting rocks apart and sticking them back on to try and match the rock work in the actual ligature reference
Even down to the actual cliffs.
and as best we can, because you can't have some sheer cliff where there was none.
Yeah.
But, you know, and rock in itself is an organic thing.
Now, this is not a sponsored video. Wētā certainly hasn't paid me to talk to Leonard and learn about his build journey, but as a thank you to Richard, Tanya, Jules, and the team for the incredible care they took of me, I am more than happy to let you guys know that you can buy this Helm's Deep right now. The link is down in the description, but it is a limited release product, so once the sale date expires in a week or so, this stunning environment is gone forever.
So this is a good example of like the rock work component as well. This is not Helm's Deep, obviously.
No, this is a little rescued piece from Minas Tirith. So you can see it in the back there. This is a combination of 3D prints, like traditional modeling that Dave Tremont had done, and then just sculpting in to get some of the rock work on the back here. And then on the front, we've got some of those rock molds that I was talking about earlier.
This is crazy. It's like so many different techniques all in one little piece here.
And so you can see where I've seamed the little bits of rock. So sometimes you get really lucky and you get this perfect little rock that just, and you go, oh God, that's days of work done in a few minutes. And other times.
So what are you blending your rock molds with?
I use, there we go. So this stuff.
Yeah, because you're essentially you're doing resin casts.
Yeah.
And so you got to blend resin on resin as opposed to plaster.
Absolutely. Yeah. So so that's just the blend, what we use, because this gives a really cool texture. We just, I've got this really dirty little jar of stuff with my little swill pit in the top there. And so this has just got like Tamiya lacquer thinners, and then you just use a brush.
You blend it out into the putty. That's
and these brushes over here with these synthetic fibers work really well because the lacquer doesn't eat them.
Yeah, right.
So, which is a really handy. Now these are actually little bits of Minas Tirith.
Yeah, I thought they
just
were.
chucked in there.
I saw that. I was like, I know those houses.
Well, it was built by the Númenóreans, so I figured that it would work.
It reads. So what's this printed in resin?
So this is actually Dave modeled these ye old-fashioned way.
Wow. So is that like ABS plastic or something?
So this would then be a resin casting.
Yep.
So,
okay.
The TC that we did.
Yeah. I can see resin cast molds, 3D printed components. We've got blending putties. We've got
Milliput.
Yeah, milliput.
Yeah.
Then around here we've got, is this Super Sculpey or Das?
No, this is Chavant.
Oh, this is Chavant.
So, yeah.
Then we've got plastic, kit bashing.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's all here.
Bits of gravel and stuff.
Yeah, it's all. This is a great little piece.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So now we've got these pieces. We're starting to blend it together. We're working towards a mold master. So then we come to this beast, and this is our mold master that we shouldn't break, right?
Yeah. So this is essentially the model kit that we send off to our factory to have the reproductions made from.
Okay, wow. So any chip that I put in right now is going to be in
Yep.
everyone's Helm's Deep. So
That's right.
I'm going to let Leonard touch this. So obviously it goes in pieces, which then get made into molds.
Yep. So we've got to, of course, be able to reproduce this. So we've got to make sure that when we're making our master, that it's the master pattern, that we can get it out of the silicon molds. So that's part of the assembly process,
Okay, so
or the
see
pre-assembly.
all these like lock and keys for where the bits lock in.
Just the little bits go in like they're perfect. Look at that.
Yeah, wow.
And then this little bit goes in over here.
The tolerances are just like so smooth. Everything kind of just clicks in beautifully.
And then it doesn't want to click in now because I've got to.
I talk them up.
There we go.
There we go.
There.
Locked in tight. and so that's essentially the interior of the Helm's Deep.
That's right.
Keep hall.
There's still a few little tables that have got to go in there, but
Okay.
that's all good. And then we've got a few other bits and pieces. So we've got bits of the stable, and we've got pillars, and we've got other bits of the stable on the inside. So that all gets fitted in. I did number the bits and pieces, you see, handily 4 and 5,
nice.
so I know which order to do them, not like those two. There we go. And so those bits drop in. And because we're going to have light in it, we've got to have channels for all the lighting as well.
Wow. So all these grooves are like...
That's the grooves. That's where our PowerPoint's going through there, and we're going to have a little bit of lighting in there, and a little bit in there. This comes through to the Hornberg over there.
How do you... what adhesives do you guys use for final assembly?
Usually it's just super glue.
Yeah, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Like cyanoacrylate
Cyanoacrylate.
in gel form, I guess.
Yep. Gel is a bit more forgiving, so we do use it a lot more.
Yeah. Wow.
It fits in perfectly when you get it perfectly fit.
Yeah, right, locking rock on rock. That's a tricky one.
Locking in, so there we go.
I can see up the back here, it's like little bits of tongue and groove made from rock. So that all locks down.
Yeah, and then that little Hornberg bit
That all
goes
gets
on
assembled,
there.
everything gets wired, and then we move over to this beast. So this is
the paint master. We do 3 castings of every component that's required. 2 of those will be assembled and painted up to become our paint master.
Yep.
So we keep one, and then we send that one of the other ones along with the model kit to be their reference.
Okay, cool.
The
So
production.
to get that quality control between the manufacturing points.
And we've got to make sure that our paint masters are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because the one that we send them is going to be their reference, and the one that we keep is our
and
reference.
used for photographs too, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And things like this.
Yeah, that's right. And then, of course, I guess like the final element after we've done our gorgeous paintwork is to put in a bit of light.
Yeah.
So some of these are daylight and some of them are fire lamps.
Yeah, so we're trying to emulate the look of the sunrise coming in through the windows.
The shafts of light. That's amazing.
You know, I'd be working from the back here and it'd be like, you know, being absorbed in that bit of rock there and that bit of rock there. But then I'd turn it around and be like, oofed. I'm making Helms Deep.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Yeah, and Surasak, he was the main painter on this, and he did a beautiful job on the caves
It's gorgeous.
at the back.
But I love in here, like the greeny kind of, and the beautiful tones for like Aglarons and the glittering caves. It's so gorgeous. So like painting rock work is so hard to make it look amazing, right? That's something we're always fighting, and like, don't just prime it grey and dry brush.
Yeah.
And this rock just looks absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's stunning.
Yeah, so Surasak is an absolute master at rock work.
Yeah,
So
maybe that's what we should do, Jules. We need a Lockie learns how to paint rock the Wētā video.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. What about the build? Do you think you absolutely killed it? Like, what's the part that you're most proud of the way the executions come together in this full piece?
Gee whiz, that's a really tough question. But Hornberg.
Jules says Hornberg from off camera. It looks pretty awesome, especially with the little brokeny bit. And
But one of the most satisfying things for me was when our photographer Kat took some pictures of the interior and I saw it blown up just on the screen, and I was like, wow.
It is pretty special down here,
just,
hey.
The lighting and everything that they had done with it just looked so perfect for the interior of the
I want one.
Yeah.
They are gorgeous. Cool, well, thank you so much for talking to us today, Leonard.
Thank you so much.
That is going to be the ultimate beginning for my Helm's Deep board. Now what we need to do is just take this, and I want to make this, like, you know, I've always wanted to kind of build some sort of layout that combines those parts, right? I was like, I want a little bit of the stable and a little bit of the hall and Aglarond, and this is that. It's all of that folded into like one really nice environment. It's like the perfect guide for the ultimate Helm's Deep wargaming board. My goodness. I should, I'm excited to get crafting. I am excited. Thanks, dude.
Awesome. Good luck.
Helm's Deep. What a board, what a piece.